This week on Ignore That Feeling, we talk about heated rivalry psychosis.
Something I've been thinking about a lot is what is wrong with you that you didn't love Heated Rivalry?
I watched it once. I liked the ending. What do you want me to say?
But no,
I got
but
little
you're
tingles when you're all writing each other. Is that?
Dawson's Creek. Dawson from Dawson's Creek died last night.
Yeah.
You made a horrible joke within minutes of him being dead. And
Saunas.
ignore that feeling. Golly is dead.
Yeah. Yeah, that's true.
Golly is dead. Dawson's dead. Catherine O'Hara's dead.
Yes. These
So,
come in threes.
well, golly, I feel sorry for all the rich people who can't be funny on their own now. What are they going to do?
Do you want to give a bit of context?
Oh, Philippe Gollier is he was this French guy, and rich people pay loads of money to him to become uninhibited and as funny as working class people are just naturally. And he died this week.
Oh no, but he was quite old, wasn't
Yeah, he was old. He'd lived a full life, but apparently he would pay to go to Paris and just get like abuse off him.
Yeah, there is a part of me that like thought, no, I would never be able to afford it. So it was never, but when you kind of like have these dreams of what you do, I'm like, oh, I could go to Paris and be called a fat or you know what I mean?
You wouldn't need to go to Gollier for that. Like,
No,
have you seen the French attitudes?
I'll go on the train. I'm gonna go to Paris and be called a fat little so and so.
So we're trying not to swear for the algorithm
For the first few minutes.
so we can get baby food sponsorship or something. I don't know.
Deliciously Ella.
I don't know if we're going to get sponsorship. There's a cannabis company I want to advertise through.
You're absolutely jonesing over them.
Alternaleaf.
Alternately.
Because medical cannabis has been legal since 2018.
What are they
now,
an alternative to? Pain.
opiates, I guess.
Sorry.
Opiate painkillers.
Yeah.
So, although controversially, I actually am a patient of Curaleaf. So there's a sponsorship deal gone.
Why aren't you jonesing after Curaleaf?
If Curaleaf want to advertise with me, that'd be great.
Yeah.
But do you know what I think is that they don't want to advertise with real stoners. They want to advertise with sort of self-care girlies. That was what I was thinking. I was looking at all our rival podcasts because we just got released, and we really stand out.
Yeah.
Because a lot of women, to be a woman on a podcast now, you got to look like covered in baby oil with like rollers in.
Yeah.
And like I was looking at the other top female podcasters. One of them's this really right-wing woman that was on The Apprentice.
Oh. That doesn't narrow it down. Literally, I was thinking of 6 different women.
Yeah, but it's all sort of Dubai Huns.
Yeah.
And then there's us.
Yeah.
But we were in the top podcast this week.
I was very excited about that. It's weird how I've become aware because we videoed the podcast that today I had the option of either putting on makeup or eating the middle of my breakfast burrito. And I didn't want to eat the burrito on the train because I think that's rude. And I didn't want to put my makeup on the train. So when I got here, I was like, right, I'm gonna eat my breakfast burrito. And I had the middle of it and it was quite nice. Going back to, the podcast charts. I've corrected myself. You didn't have to do nothing. I'm back in. So they're all quite Dubai-ish. Yeah.
Well, and also I
come
noticed
from stock that is like they look like those people on the podcast. My sisters and my cousins are all
we've talked before about Irish women and makeup.
Hunnish, yeah.
No, but looking at the top podcasts, putting the female podcasters aside, there's hardly any female voices in the top podcasts, and then all the top 10 or 20 skew heavily to the right or centre right. So with that in mind, because you said before you would do anything to get a mortgage almost.
Yeah.
How do you feel about some light racism and misogyny? I just think if we can start putting some right-wing views into this podcast just to give us a boost, you either have to be right-wing or the other top podcasts and this is something you find in times of terrible political uncertainty, extreme silliness.
Yeah.
So Off Menu, Harry Hill's podcast, just a lot of like silly apolitical stuff. We have to pick one of them.
I would go silly. When offered fascism or being silly, send me to Gaulier, baby. You know?
Yeah, it really made me sad seeing the top podcasts.
But it made me happy that we were amongst it, and that was fun.
It made me think, what are we saying? But remember, I talked to you before about right-wing bros.
Yeah.
Over the year, ever since I've started comedy, right-wing bros are drawn to me.
They love you.
Listen,
they love you.
There is nothing. I have feminist views that I would say are far more left-wing than a lot of women.
Yeah.
I economically... Probably, I was quite right wing in January there.
Yeah.
I was like, take me to Dubs.
You feel so attacked when I talk about landlord. Not that you're a landlord.
No, I absolutely will become one, though. Think how funny it is. Think of my great-grandfather in heaven from Donegal, no one owned any land, saying to him, your great-granddaughter is going to be a landlord to Protestants. I think that's...
Is that what you're going to put in your advert as well? Then? Like,
I only want English Protestants to apply here. And I love the thought of that. I relish the thought of it.
And like, no, but to go back to like your audience and...
Oh my God. Yeah. I remember early on doing the Fringe. I was doing a show with my friend Peter Brush. And I wasn't doing political comedy. And I was asking my audience what else they'd been seeing. These guys were like Jim Davidson. And I was like, oh, like, ironically. Yeah. And they went, no. And then another time, this guy messaged me saying, will you come on my podcast? This would be over a decade ago.
Yeah.
And it was the leader of the Proud Boys. And he was like, I'm Scottish too.
Oh my
which he
God.
isn't. And I just thought, what is it in me bringing this? And then also... 2 or 3 people I know that have gone on to GB News are people that I was pals with early on.
Yeah.
What I've worked out is they are all undiagnosed. They're all undiagnosed autistics.
Yeah.
And instead of doing the right thing and getting signposted towards therapy, they have gone right wing and they find certainty in. Because look at Andrew Tate.
Do you think he's autistic? Really?
Like, absolutely. I don't think I'm the only one. That isn't me saying like...
Therefore, he's excused.
Therefore, autistic people will become human traffickers. Yeah. Or therefore... But if you watch any interview with him, the way he speaks, the way his eyes are... He gets. I can tell he gets bothered by lights because he's always wearing his sunglasses.
And consent.
Yeah.
He gets bothered by that as well.
Well, yeah, that's...
What I want to talk to you about, like, why right-wing men like you is because, like...
Oh, we had a good chat about it.
You're beautiful. And they...
You said this in episode 2. You said this in episode 2 and the look of discomfort that I give you.
Oh, my God.
It's like my eyes sort of roll about my head.
No, but it's like if you said... So if we were body swapping and I had the same views and everything like that, the men wouldn't, like, listen to me. Because I've got pink hair and shit like that. Not saying that...
Lots of people have coloured hair.
Yeah, but they're not listened to by, like...
Tatty. Yeah. French lady.
How many fans do you think drink Huel and listen to Tatty? Can we make a little... Tatty McCode, Huel...
Jesus, I slagged off you on an Instagram comment.
Yeah, you're destroying your fan base. You are destroying.
But not how you think. So many people. Well, I have ADHD and I rely on my Huel when I can't cook. I was like, come on, fuck off. It was because we were. There was a thing slagging off Diary of a CEO.
Yes,
and I said Huel is always a red flag.
Yes,
in general,
it is.
Being into healthy eating and wellness is always the sign you're starting to move towards the right.
Really?
Yeah.
Why is that? Isn't there like a fascist thing where you have to keep your body to the optimum I haven't read enough about it, so maybe I shouldn't be throwing it out on a podcast. But I've
I
seen.
don't know. It's not going to stop me from enjoying a salad now and then, though. But I'm quite half and half, you know. A pizza on Sunday, and then I sent you that nice little bunch that I made.
That was nice.
It took ages, though. Heated Rivalry Psychosis.
Yes,
I have it.
you do have it.
And I know I mentioned Heated Rivalry before, but that was when I mentioned that to you, I'd only seen it once.
Yeah, and I hadn't seen it yet, and I did see it after.
Yeah. What something I've been thinking about a lot is what is wrong with you that you didn't love Heated Rivalry?
I watched it once. I liked the ending. What do you want me to say?
But no,
I got
but
little tingles when you're all riding each other. Is that?
No, but what about the love?
That was lovely.
But you didn't want to watch it again and again.
But I know how it ends.
No, but
they love each other.
No, but like my so I thought I was the only person experiencing this.
No, you're not.
There's others.
Yeah.
Lisa Traeger.
Yeah.
Who's an incredible American comic that Alison got me into.
The best special I've ever seen on Netflix, The Degenerates, half an hour. It's amazing.
She's heavily into Heated Rivalry.
Yeah.
To the extent that she's like, if anyone slags it off,
I'm not slagging it off.
No. She didn't say if Alison slags it off. She said, I won't even engage with people who are against Heated Rivalry.
Well, I'm not. I am against. I find people who don't like Heated Rivalry to be quite prudish or whatever.
Yeah.
And also, it's hard. I think if I wasn't friends with you and I watch Heated Rivalry, I'd become, I love Heated Rivalry. But I know how much your love goes so deep that I cannot say I love it. I have to be like, I liked it.
So Lisa and me have been sending each other anything that's related to Heated Rivalry that we might not have seen.
Yeah.
Including the RTE video.
That was very
so
good.
So there's a video on Irish radio going around. And for context, I feel like a lot of Irish radio clips I see would be like people like when Normal People came out, people were phoning in going, is this normal people?
The amount of sweat, is that normal? Is that...
They were very upset at it.
They were. That was beautiful.
But an old Irish man who played GAA wrote into the radio.
Is like a non-professional football. This is just saying it for like non-Irish people.
Yeah, he wrote in and he had an affair when he was 22 with another GAA player.
Yeah.
And he thinks about him every day since.
And the affair was really cool. Like, I don't think they were going out with anyone, were they? The affair was that they were both like bisexual or gay.
Yeah.
And they were keeping it on the DL.
But he's never got over the affair ended and he never got over it.
Yeah.
And the comments underneath were people saying, What about his wife? He could have given this love to his wife. And I was like, Jesus Christ, every time you think Ireland is like incredibly progressive, you see stuff like this.
Yeah. It's like he couldn't give. He's a very successful businessman. I love that detail as well
because he's channeled the horniness into work. I think
commerce.
Yeah. So sad. Okay, so the Heated Rivalry thing. All joking aside.
Yep.
Every time I finish watching it, I feel such a deep sense of loss that I think I either have to watch videos of the stars, like I'll just watch any interviews of them. There's videos of Connor Story, one of the leads, when he was a little boy.
Yeah.
People love that. There's videos of him being like, I'm going to be an actor, and saying like that he doesn't have any friends, and everyone's like, we'll be your friends.
Oh my gosh.
And then I start watching the show again.
I fear for these boys. I fear for them. I think
it's terrible.
They're being put up on a pedestal, and they will be sacrificed at the council chamber or whatever. They're really nice. I'm not saying
overnight fame.
The love that they have makes me feel uneasy for them.
Overnight fame is a curse.
Yeah,
because you could. The best kind of fame is to be almost gradually inoculated. Just do it step by step,
like Rylan.
Because Exactly.
Until-
Do it incrementally, because then there's always points where you can say, do you know what? This is too much for me. But overnight, those lads both just wanted to be actors. They were doing loads of shite independent films at college.
Yes.
No, they were. Like,
Yeah.
they would do anything.
Yeah.
And then they thought this was a small show. And now there's like people found out who Hudson Williams' girlfriend was within days. Connor's story has been speculated to be dating one of the other stars in it. And
Yeah.
they're just getting followed everywhere.
That must be freaky.
Oh, it's terrible. But I was going to say, I went to the sauna the other night. I went to a fancy sauna.
Yeah, it's nearly too fancy for my blood. You told me the price of it. I love a sauna.
Putting the price aside, I think you would like it because it had so many ice baths, and she's obsessed with the ice bath.
A little,
I think it's a trauma thing.
It's a trauma thing, genuinely.
You got to stop putting your head under it.
Why?
Because even though they tell you to shower after the sauna, loads of people don't. So you're just like drinking people's sweat.
But
the number of sweaty balls that have been in those plunge pools.
I got to tell you about my spa thing after you tell me about the...
Oh, right. So I went to the sauna with comedian Phil Wang. We had a nice time.
Yeah.
And as we're leaving, he said...
Has he been through trauma? How was he in the ice bath? Did it all come out of him?
No.
No, didn't think so.
He's the same as me. He can't be in it for that long.
Nice.
Anyway, as we were leaving... Phil said, I'm doing Catherine Bohart's Heated Rivalry podcast. I said, me too. He said, I've not seen the programme. So I started explaining the programme to him.
Yeah.
Now, at this point, I've been off Heated Rivalry for a fortnight successfully.
Yeah.
I started reading books again.
Yeah.
Because it came to a head in my marriage where we had a fallout. My partner and I had a fallout about Heated Rivalry because... instead of following sleep hygiene and reading a book, I put Heated Rivalry on and I tried to force him to watch it. Perhaps the way an abusive husband forces their wife to watch porn or something. And he said, I like that you're into this. I am unfortunately not into this. And it's Heated Rivalry or me. And I said...
Wow.
I didn't say anything, but I sort of gestured to the laptop, like I chose the program, and he went and slept in the spare room. He went and slept in the spare room. And then I felt happy because it meant I could watch Heated Rivalry.
Oh my God, Fern.
Till 2 in the morning. Right?
Yeah. The Heated Rivalry is never gonna hold you when you're crying or go to your father's funeral with you. Do you think Connor's story is gonna turn up?
I think me and Connor's story might be friends.
Yeah.
So after that bottoming out episode, I still had Heated Rivalry in my life in small ways. Like I listened to the audiobooks on runs, which has a lot of it's just pornography. I bought kettlebells so that I could do the same workout as them.
Yeah.
And I ran until I got a back injury. And I would play the Heated Rivalry soundtrack and imagine that I'm a hockey player.
Yeah.
But I didn't rewatch the show. Then I went to the sauna with Phil the other night and I felt that I'd moved on. And as we were leaving, Phil said, what is Heated Rivalry? I started explaining the plot to him and he was like, so why do people like that? And I said, do you not care about yearning? And do you not care about love? And he was like, no, man, I find watching other people's love really boring. And I was like, okay. And I said, just watch the first episode because the guy speaks Russian really well. I don't know why I thought that would convert him. I said he learned Russian and he's from Texas and he's no Russian relatives at all. And Phil was like, okay, but if I get a boner over this, I'm going to be really annoyed.
Well, you could ask for a refund.
And then I started up my car and I watched Phil go into his house and then I just put the Heated Rivalry soundtrack on in the car. I was driving back. All the things she said, And I got in and I told my partner, I said, I'm getting close to watching the show again. And he said, well, listen, you need to use therapy techniques here. He said, what feelings were you having before you put the soundtrack on?
What feelings were you having?
Well, it's my 40th birthday soon, and I've been wanting to have a party.
Yeah.
But I started thinking, I don't have enough friends to have that.
She does.
And then I was like, no one's going to come to the party, and then I'll have to unalive myself for the algorithm. And I just,
of course.
I just spiraled, and because that was the worst feeling I could have, I had to put the soundtrack on and retreat into the comfortable world of closeted ice hockey players. So I've realised that I use Heated Rivalry to avoid very painful feelings. What do you make of that?
Yeah, I agree. You've also, like, you think a few characters are autistic in it, or one?
No, one of them is autistic.
In the book and stuff?
Yeah, like the authors said that.
Oh, because I've been reading Sally
Rooney writes autistic coded characters, doesn't she?
Well,
but she hasn't said that.
One of them, she has said in the last book that like he is autistic.
Right, yeah.
But sorry, I've taken you away.
The thing is Sally Rooney, Devon Price, the autistic psychologist, has said, I'm sure wrote something about how Sally Rooney was writing autistic coded characters before.
Yeah.
This happens often when an author either has those people in their life or is autistic themselves.
Yeah.
They write autistic characters, right? But when they try and do it, it doesn't come off the same way.
So you have to never really say it. Is that the kind of...
Well, no, it's more just the people's conception of what autism is can be different to... If you look all through history, there's so many... But like Virginia Woolf was speculated to be autistic. Good Morning Midnight by Jean Rhys is such an autistic book about interiority.
Right.
But then it seems like when people try, you end up with TV shows like The Good Doctor.
That is a crazy...
Oh my God.
That is a crazy...
People hate him, but by God, he's a good surgeon. I could not believe when I saw the trailer for that.
Yeah.
It was so offensive. But, you know, autistic people have told me they like it. We can all like
You're
different
not...
things.
Yeah, exactly. You're not...
But anyway, yeah, the Shane Hollander in Heated Rivalry is autistic. And it's been interesting seeing people try and deny it because he's not, unless someone's...
Why do you think they're trying to deny it?
Because same as when, you know, when people used to read, people used to see queer characters in different shows.
Yeah.
And then straight people would be like, no, they're not. Where are you getting that from?
It's like Heathcliff out of Wuthering Heights.
Yeah, that's the point that we're at with autism acceptance, is where LGBT rights were, or LGBT representation was at in the 90s. Does that make sense?
Yeah, does it, like, do you think this is...
People hate when we see ourselves in certain characters, or when...
Yeah.
And you just saw that over and over again with gay stuff, whereas now people are fine with it. That was what I was going to say, yeah.
Yeah.
Dawson from Dawson's Creek died last night.
Yeah, that's true. That was a big thing in my group chats.
Something I was thinking, you made a horrible joke within minutes of him being dead.
Yeah, and no one replied. So
I thought it was very funny, but I was nearly asleep because it was bedtime.
Yeah, I know. I still live like I'm in 2009.
Alison texted. She put musical notation, and she said he didn't want to wait for his life to be over.
Yeah, that was... Yeah.
He died
No one replied.
of colorectal cancer.
I didn't know that. Go on.
Well, so I was thinking about Dawson's Creek. I watched Dawson's Creek. I'm sure you didn't.
I didn't know.
Because of our age gap.
Big age gap.
I watched it from episode 1.
Yeah.
Now, you know how... Well, I don't know if you know this.
There's a Pacey... People are into Pacey or they're into Dawson.
Yeah, the
And
premise
Joey.
of the show is...
Joey is a woman.
25-year-olds pontificating over losing their virginity, but never doing it.
Right.
So in the sense that there's a theory that Sex and the City was actually all about the lives of gay men in New York.
Yeah.
But they used
Women
women.
as-
Yeah. I feel that Dawson's Creek is actually about a group of lesbians, but they're pretending that it's about teenage boys and girls because they just talked and talked and talked and talked about their feelings.
Yeah.
On and on and on. And took ages before any of them had a ride. And the only normal one in it was Michelle Williams.
Oh, yeah.
But she was the bad girl.
Why? Because she rode people, or what was the...
So the premise of it is they live in a sleepy town by a creek. They're all quite wealthy. Apart from Joey's meant to be poor, but I don't know. None of them seem poor.
So.
No, none of them seem poor. So basically, Dawson loves both his parents.
Yeah.
And he wants to be a film director like Steven Spielberg. Joey is his best friend, and she has sleepovers at his house all the time.
Right.
But he starts to realise he's in love with her. Then Jen, Michelle Williams, moves from New York because she's been shagging guys at like the age of 14 or something.
Yeah.
And taking hard drugs.
Hard drugs.
Yeah, so she gets sent to live with her grandma in the sleepy town.
Yeah.
And she kind of shakes things up. And she starts going out with Dawson.
Nice.
Yeah.
Does he do hard drugs with her?
No, he's like such a loser. He cries a lot.
This is a lovely synopsis because it's either this or fasting. You know what I mean?
You've not. I can't believe you never watched it.
I've watched fasting. Oh, Dawson's Creek. Sorry. Yeah.
Well, I don't want to talk to you about it. It was a lot of people talking about losing their virginities.
Right.
And I found it very hard to relate to as a 15-year-old in Scotland because no one talked about losing their virginities, really.
No, nobody in my town lost their virginities with like petals and stuff like that. It was like always in the back of a van or, stuff like that.
But I mean, there wouldn't be a big build up. Everyone would kind of talk through their feelings before shagging in this show. And they all had, people would make fun of the show because they all had a really wide vocabulary for teenagers.
So
I remember Dawson being like, "Can I pose a hypothetical for you, Joey?" That's how they would talk.
What was the hypothetical? How about a hand job?
Never.
Say if you were to wrap your hands around.
No, they would every night that Joey would stay at Dawson's, she would afterwards. The next day, she would row a little boat across the creek back to her house.
Oh, that's why
it really was like.
Dawson's Creek.
Yeah, it really was very hard to relate to. Was it his creek? I don't know.
Or is he like a lord that it's just been passed down? No, his first name is Dawson. Can I talk about Romania?
Yeah.
I went
to a spa.
I went to a spa. Went to Europe's biggest spa. Very exciting. I'll describe my day. We went early. Me and my friend Haley went. We're in the lazy river.
Can you explain why you went to a spa in Romania?
Because I'm traumatized and poor.
Because it's cheaper to go. It's cheaper to go to a spa in Romania than go to one in London.
Yeah, and it was amazing. I spent 200 quid altogether on accommodation, flights, and the spa. And it was really good. And they have they have all these different pools, like a lithium pool, which is supposed to help you with your mental health.
Like depression?
Yeah. I was I was putting my head in that. I was like,
you have to stop that, please.
I was getting baptized in the lithium pool. There was a magnesium pool, and there was another pool that
citalopram pool. Yeah. The magnesium pool, did it make you want to poop?
No, does magnesium make you want to poop? I thought
it's great for pooping. For muscle, you can get one for pooping and one for muscles. But you shouldn't get them mixed up. I've done that.
And there was there was all these different types of saunas as well. I'd say there was 8 different types of saunas. And so my takeaways from it, they had a cocktail bar in each pool. And the speciality was Monster energy drinks, which created quite a stink. It smelled of vapes. No one was vaping, but the smell of Monster hitting the lithium pool, to me, it just felt wrong.
The spa I went to the other night only had watermelon flavored coconut water and mushroom tea. Why would the
Mushroom
spa
tea.
sell? Why would the spa sell Monster energy drinks?
To give you the energy to get to relax.
Yeah, at one point you text me and said, I'm going for a massage in a stranger's apartment.
Yeah, that was not. Yeah,
So what happened? You never told me what happened.
I went for some sweet lymphatic drainage massage.
Oh yeah, you
give
keep
that a go.
mentioning that.
I know, but that's because a woman was doing my makeup last year, and so she's on the jabs as well.
Yeah.
And she has lost a significant amount of weight, but she was like, the lymphatic drainage is great. And I've got lipedema, I think it is.
Oh, right.
So my leg is like, one leg is like a slightly different shape to the other leg.
Holy shit.
Yeah. I've just like, so if you get the lymphatic drainage, it's supposed to be good for that. So I did it. It was in someone's apartment. It was very cheap. She was amazing.
So it wasn't dodgy. I thought you were going to like some murderer's house.
It looked like a murderer's house from the front.
Yeah.
It looked like a murderer's house because you have to go through 2 security gates and stuff. But no, she was legit. She was great.
But they were very unfriendly.
In Bucharest?
Yeah, you said Romania was pretty. I'd heard it's quite unfriendly.
I think people thought that me and my friend were in a couple.
How do you know?
Because my friend said it to me.
But how do you know?
I don't know.
They might have just been unfriendly. But why would they think you were in a couple and not just friends?
Because we kept shifting. Now, joking. It was very like heated rivalry.
But they're unfriendly even without that.
There were friendly people though. Like,
really?
Yeah.
Because I wanted to go on holiday there.
I would fully recommend going on holiday. Like when I talk about like the bad things about, and I don't even necessarily think they're that bad. Like you should talk about country with the full spectrum of what it is, but I would still go again. You know?
But he went.
And only my experience.
My
of it
friend
as well.
who is Romanian,
yeah,
slags off Romania.
I know, but he's great to watch Eurovision with because they had no idea about the history of some Balkan countries. You're watching it, and then he's like, "Those bastards," and you're like, "What?" Yeah.
Oh, I hope I can have a Eurovision party this year. Oh, but I'm boycotting it.
Yeah, this is so annoying. For the past like 3, I know.
I boycotted it last year as well.
I know it's very annoying to me. I missed that whole part of May. Now I'm like,
yeah,
because I was such a fan. I wanted to go to like Melody Fest in Sweden, where they pick their There's a big festival in Sweden where they pick the Eurovision entries, and it's supposed to be like a class party. I was fully all in on Eurovision.
I've watched Eurovision almost every year since I've been alive.
Yeah.
But yeah, anyway, Romania. So you went to the spa.
I'm standing there with my mate in the lazy river, and there's this girl, and she's got her legs wrapped around her boyfriend. They're very in love with each other. They're young. There was a lot of PDAs at the,
that's terrible.
I know. And there was a guy who kept touching the top of his dick, but not in a sexual. I think he had something
like this.
No, he kept I think genuinely, because I was looking at him doing
patting it.
No, he was doing it for so long that I think I know what happened. I think his penis was getting caught in the netting of his trousers. You know what I mean? Because he kept pulling it away, then he'd go again.
I've never heard you say penis before, and it sounds so clinical.
Okay, his throbbing cock.
In Heated Rivalry, they call the butthole the entrance.
Do they?
Yeah.
What was the other things that they say for it? Was there other...
They talk about touching the entrance. I've learned a lot of stuff about things to do with your butt.
Yeah.
All the things you can do with your butthole.
What can you do with it? What?
A lot more than I had ever thought.
Yeah. A
lot more. Yeah. The entrance. I don't know if it's more romantic to say that. Please get in touch if you have any information.
A voice note on what your favorite preferred term for the
because I want to be respectful, and basically whenever they're having sex in Heated Rivalry in the books, they talk about the entrance.
Well, you see, butthole sounds number one for me too American, even though they're
Canadian. Yes,
it feels like what Bart Simpson would describe. You know.
Yeah.
My butthole.
Yeah.
I don't know, but
Yeah.
So if you go to the doctors, you've got a lesion down there. What do you describe it as?
How did you know? Because I want you to talk about butt problems.
Oh God, no, I did not know. Tell me.
No, so I went to, well, no, it's more about the doctor. It's if any doctors are listening to me, because we did have a weird number of doctors for our old podcast. The last 2 times I've gone to the doctor, they told me they knew who I was from work.
And it put from your butthole.
No, and it put me off because I think this is why Dawson and Catherine O'Hara died. They both died of butt problems.
Did they?
And I think it's because doctors say, "Oh, I so enjoyed you."
Yeah.
On Dawson's Creek or Schitt's Creek.
Yeah. Schitt's Creek.
I went to the doctor to get an iron infusion, and then he was like, "Oh, I saw you in York at your tour show," and I thought, obviously, I was like, "Oh, thanks," but I was like, "That's so fucking unprofessional," because then he wanted to ask about my periods. And then I just was like, "Oh, my periods are really normal and cute."
That's
so
funny.
now if I have anything wrong with my butt, I'm just going to die because I don't want the doctor to be like, "Oh, I know you."
But on your last tour show, you talked about, like, I'm trying to think of personal things that you talked about.
I just talked about Bake Off and
doing
stuff.
mushrooms.
And taking mushrooms. I didn't talk about my anus.
maybe next tour.
I'm being
let's get into some
serious.
anus stuff so you can properly go to a doctor. Just I think next tour I'm going to do, list off all my symptoms.
I'm being serious. I went, and also I went for a checkup at my GP, and my GP doesn't know who I am from work, which is good. Like when I say I'm a comedian, she gives me the look like you're mad and you have a rich husband.
Yeah.
So that's good. But she was doing a checkup. She wanted to check my tits.
Yeah.
And then she also offered to check my fanny, right? I was so paranoid that she would know who I was from work that I would only let her do my tits. And then I went to an NHS nurse to get my fanny done, to get a smear.
Right.
Because I didn't like the thought of her seeing everything at once.
So it's kind of like... It's kind of like you're...
Is that weird?
It is a bit, yeah. It is a bit. It is a bit. You know
But
what
I don't want to do it. It's a bit
like,
much to do the tits and the fanny in one day.
It feels like you're Kate Winslet negotiating with her agent and a director. I'll show the tits, but no fanny. Like, not, we'll do
But do you not think that's terrible that the doctors say? And when I went to the cannabis doctor,
yeah.
I mean, she was. Listen, if you are going to advertise with me, you should know this is feedback. She was so mad that I looked up to see if she was a real doctor after. Because she was like, she said, "I'm not even going to pretend. I know who you are. Big fan." And I was like, why would you say that?
But what would you rather she pretended?
Yeah.
Would you rather...
Yeah, because if you're just talking about... Because I also thought, I bet she thinks I'm getting weed under false pretenses, and I was legitimately getting it for my sore joints.
But everyone thinks that probably when they're getting medical cannabis. There's
my
always
God.
going to be that thing in the back of their head going, they think I'm getting it for this.
Yeah, the annoying thing when you get medical cannabis is they keep talking about it as the medicine and saying, this is how you take the medicine, get a small pipette. And I'm like, I'm experienced with the medicine.
Yeah.
Like, I know how much to take.
I would rather that in a doctor, though, than some person's like, "Hey, man, you know what I do too much, they'll doob."
Well,
you know what I get the whiteys.
I got medical cannabis in...
You know what Scooby-Doo giving you?
Listen, in Australia, I got medical cannabis there,
Yeah.
and the doctor is literally just like a guy, a stoner in a white coat who's put like a child's stethoscope on. I was going, are these vapes going to be strong? And he's like, yeah, they are. Yeah. We'll just give you a bit of everything. And he honestly gave me the full range of what they had.
That's amazing. Then he'll give you a prescription. Here, I'm giving you a prescription for chicken salt chips so you can really enjoy it.
This guy,
Darko.
This guy gave me so much weed. I don't know if you've ever been so stoned that you've gone back to normal. That was how much I had.
I've gotten so stoned. Like,
You're the lightweight, same as me.
So lightweight, and like you know the way people talk about weed. Go on.
No, finish your thought. Let's finish our thoughts.
Do you know what? I'll finish that thought and I'll finish the lazy river wing very quickly. So I was gonna say, like, if you like when I smoke weed, very occasionally. People go, oh, you get this sense of like the giggles and stuff, and all I have is I'm dribbling in front of my peers. I need to leave. I'm not dribbling at all. There's no liquid. I constantly go like this. There's no, I feel like
if anything, you have such a dry mouth.
Do you think so? Thank you.
Well, no. One has a dry mouth when they're stoned. Oh, do you know what I found out? It made me feel real old, and that we're not part of the zeitgeist. Is everyone's on ketamine.
Yeah, I've only taken ketamine once.
Same.
And that
was it. Yeah, same.
Yeah.
Everyone in Gen Z is on ketamine and pissing out their own bladders.
I've heard that, yeah.
Oh my God. I was watching a thing about it, and this young girl, she'd taken so much of it. She went to the toilet and she was like, oh God. And she kept like pushing down.
No, Fern,
and a white ball came out with veins on it and that. And she was like, it was my bladder. And now she has to wear nappies.
That's such a small hole as well.
Your own bladder comes out of your pee hole. And I can't believe people are taking it.
I'm going to talk about me being on ketamine.
Yeah.
And
when did you take that?
I was early 20s. I went to this. Okay, so it was a late night bar in Dublin that a lot of goths go to and very young people go to, and there was a big bouncer, and he said to me, "Do you want to come back to this house party?" And I was like, "Yeah," and went back to the house party with him. It was just him. And
oh no!
And then
I've had that before.
I know, and I was like, oh.
Oh God, yeah.
And then he said,
"You wake up after on someone's couch, like, does my vagina feel used?" It's the worst.
And he goes, he put on house music, I would say, but it was on his telly through the PlayStation, so you could see like a PlayStation screensaver with dung dung dung, and he goes, "You want to take ketamine?"
I'm getting shivers.
I was like, "What's ketamine?" And he goes, "Oh, you just have to take it with someone you trust. Someone you trust. That's very important that there's trust." And I was like, so I don't know why, but I was like, I feel to be really impolite here to imply that I don't trust this man. And I was like, it's the ultimate trust exercise, you know? This is like a team building situation in a new work situation. Yeah, I'll fall back on you. So I take it, and then I'm on the couch, and then I was like, there's, you know, this weird thing before you get high where I was like, that was foolish. And I was like, oh no.
That's the worst.
And then he kept talking about trust, and then his flatmate came in, and then they spoke to each other in a language that I didn't know. And then
which was English, because you were on ketamine.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
What's going on?
Exactly. Yeah.
Let's kill this bitch. That's what he said.
Yeah, he's like, stop bringing these women back and giving them ketamine. I'm on the night shift. I want to make cereal. You know, probably saying that. But so eventually I went, do you know what? I'm gonna leave, and I left. But then,
how long did that take?
Probably hours, but to me, probably hours. And I left the door, the house, and then I saw, like, in Ireland, in Dublin, we have this thing called the Spire, which is a big spike with a light at the top of it. And so I felt like a sailor, because I was looking at the spike, going, geographically, I'm on the north side of the city. And then I just made my way back to the Spire. And then stayed there for a little while. And then when I was walking home, I walked through a protest. And that was quite an experience.
At night?
No, it was morning by the time, like, this is like morning. This is all happening between like 4 and, 9 o'clock or whatever.
God.
Yeah. Tell me about your ketamine thing. Also, the woman who wrapped her legs around the man in the lazy river, she was squeezing his spots into the lazy river.
Please get Ritalin, please.
I know, I'm sorry.
We have a Patreon, and the main function of it is that Alison has been turned down for ADHD treatment on the NHS, which is shocking. Because you're so ADHD, I don't believe other comedians' diagnoses.
I know.
Because you're like the gold standard for it.
I know. And you're right. Like, so I think like a big reason this, not to push this on you, but I do feel so. My cousin was incredibly ADHD. So when he was a kid, I knew what ADHD was, but I knew what my cousin was like. So I was like, that I don't have that. And then when I'm an adult and I didn't get diagnosed, I think a big reason why I didn't get diagnosed is because a lot of people were getting diagnosed.
Oh.
And then I felt it's the same way. It is the same way. Like I was like, I'm not bisexual either because everyone's bisexual.
You didn't read bisexual to me. I wanted to say something about that.
I
thought you were really straight. The other night, I don't look up things about myself because that's mad and the path to darkness.
Absolutely.
And then for some reason, my partner looked at my Wikipedia. Oh, I'll tell you why. There's a cartoon, that Netflix cartoon I'm in is coming out this weekend.
What's it called?
Stitchhead.
Nice.
And he said he was on looking at who else was on it on Wikipedia. Then he looked at my Wikipedia and it said Fern is bisexual. She lives with her male partner.
Yeah.
And he read that out and I went, that'll be a gay woman's put that. That'll be an annoyed gay woman. And he went, how? And I said, trust me, they don't like the bisexuals with boyfriends, trust me. Yeah. And he went, oh, just forget it. They didn't do that. And I was like, I'm telling you. And then this was when I was trying to relax for bed. And I started addressing imaginary lesbians in the middle distance going, the landscape would be very dull without us. Yeah, we leave you for men eventually. I know we do. And I'm sorry. But you had a good time. And he said, Fern, forget, I'm sorry I ever said about the Wikipedia. And I went, we exist.
Yeah.
And listen, I'm not one of those ones that said I was bisexual, having never had my fingers in a fanny.
Yeah.
The reason I said it was I got into Twitter beef because I did a joke about the homophobe Arlene Foster, the DUP politician, and a gay guy said, how about you stay in your lane? And I said, well, I'm bisexual. But look, I'm straight. I'm living that maximum straight life now. So
yeah.
And I'm sorry.
Who are you apologising to?
I'm apologising to gay women. I'm sorry. But I was never good to use.
You know what, me?
Ketamine.
Yes.
I took ketamine also in my early 20s.
As well as being bisexual.
Now I've watched the video versions of the podcast. There's so many times where you'll come in with something and then I'll be like, this isn't following the train tracks of the conversation.
I know. But that's on me. That's not,
your brain is more like a spider diagram, whereas mine's is like a train on the tracks.
When I get medicated, I cannot wait. We're gonna get to the point so hard. You have ADHD though too. You do.
Yeah, but let's just not pull at that thread.
Yeah.
I don't want to take the medication. It doesn't do anything for me.
Fair.
But it does the same thing as what speed does for me. Anyway, I took ketamine in my early 20s and I was living with a load of Northern Irish punks. It was a terrible year. And one of them was a ketamine addict. And the thing that put me off ketamine, he was lovely, but was seeing how rotten his brain was, because there was one morning I said to him, how did you get into ketamine? And he was like, oh, I was working as a builder and then I hurt my back. And then he bent over and took some ketamine at the breakfast table.
Oh, no.
And then when he came back up, I just remember the sentence that he was saying took a long time. I think I got up and made breakfast. I left the room. I came back in and he's still like, and it helps my back pain. And so I tried it, and it was...
You tried it after that conversation?
No,
Okay,
he'd given me and my boyfriend at the time a little bit, and it was fun, but having seen the damage to his brain, I was like, no, thank you. So that's why I think it's crazy so many young people are taking it now. If you're a young person listening to our podcast, me and Alison take mushrooms, but that doesn't mean that we're pro all drugs. It makes me sad that the most popular drugs are the worst ones. Don't take cocaine.
No.
It makes you a bad person. Don't take ketamine because you're going to need your bladder for a long time. Already, I feel like I have to do pelvic floor exercises just to guard against pissing myself in old age.
Because you do ketamine once and you're like...
No, just because even if you don't have a baby, your fanny apparently gets weaker anyway with age.
With age.
And Miriam Margolyes, both times I met her, she was like, you must do pelvic floor exercises.
This is the knowledge she gave you.
Yeah.
How often do you do it? I'm doing it right now.
When I did Pilates, I actually started to worry about the strength of my fanny. It was so incredible.
I do have a very strong...
Yeah.
Thank you for watching. We hope you enjoyed it.
We are on a mission here to ignore that feeling.
You should wear this hat. You should wear this hat.
We are on a mission here to ignore that feeling. We're on a mission to get 1 million subscribers.
1 million.
By next month.
Yeah.
So if you like this, smash that subscribe button in the box below. And do get in touch with us. We'd love to hear from you.
The harder you smash your keyboard, the more subscribers we get. That's the rules.
And you can send us a voice note on WhatsApp to 07751 4413722.
Or email us at ignorethatfeelingpod@gmail.com.
Thank you. See you next week.
Ignore that feeling.